Good timing, oh yes. Great timing. You lucky devil. This is worth 18 submarines. Come on, Mama, let the good times roll.
I have the cape of bats.
I have a cape of leaves.
Oh, wow.
I can turn into a bat once a day.
I
can turn into a pile of leaves.
Just hunker down and put it over me.
Is that literally what it's meant for cover?
No, it's not.
No?
It's when I take damage, it retaliates.
Oh,
It's kind of
it launches razor sharp leaves.
Yeah, it's like a thorn veil kind of thing.
Oh, okay. I just have a glorious plate that just in battle shines real bright and obscures my allies near me.
Are you wearing any kind of armor?
Celestial armor.
Oh,
it
that sounds cool. I don't know.
I thought that was expensive. I don't remember.
It was about
afford it.
2,000 something. Everyone could afford
more.
that. We had 14K.
I know. I thought I remembered looking at that one before.
It's like 2,000-ish.
I spent 4,000 on my armor.
Oh yeah, it's like 2,500.
Like, it's nice. It's not that good. It's just chainmail +2, and
Yeah.
it's got some you gotta be good.
Yeah.
I am good.
Yeah, I took glorious plate with it's, but that's it's heavy plate armor.
I have the bracers of armor, 2.
I have the bracers of armor.
I got a
You mean armor
tattoo.
bracers? Shh.
No, these are magical, so they're of armor.
They're
I
actually
got-
paper mache. I made them in the cave.
I got a tattoo of wine somewhere on me.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the boozy bottle.
Somewhere
The
on my
boozy
body.
bottle.
It's on the back of my head, probably.
Every time I touch it, I get wasted.
It gives me a +1 saving throw against poison.
I have 2 spell books
it's
in
called
case I lose one.
Cloak of Devouring Thorns. A cloak appears to be woven from 1,000 living leaves, hungry for flesh and eager to defend the cloak's wearer. Very, very blood-hungry leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a cool cloak? Do we all have cloaks?
We all have capes.
Have
Everyone
you tried
wears capes.
fucking watering it every now and again? Jesus Christ. Sounds
I
like
got
it's
the
dying for
dancing
a drink.
scarf.
Doesn't that just have a bunch of bells on it?
That's a long, billowing scarf. So, my second cape is typically woven of silk or sheer fabric and adorned with bells and other jingly bits. So I just kind of
It's just a jingly. It's not like
you get a +1 to performance checks.
So
when I
on and off
dance.
the boat, jingle jangle.
Yeah.
Everybody has to know that every time you move,
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Dusty's over here trying to sneak everywhere he goes, and just
I
behind
know,
him is
right?
Cat's character. Ching, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
I know I'm so stealthy. That's why I have this great feat called Quiet Allies. And so if we're sneaking as a group,
You just
I
got
make
your
the
hand
check.
over top
You're
of
gonna-
her scarf, just
right.
I can make this invisible sphere, and then I think about that scarf, and I'm like, I don't think it actually makes it quiet.
I was about to say, I
yeah.
have invisible sphere too, but it doesn't do anything about your scarf.
What was that? Could have swore I heard jingling right over there.
I just think of that Skyrim Thomas the Train thing, toot toot. What
What
the
was
hell
that?
was that? Toot toot.
By gods!
If I could summon strains as meteor strikes, that'd be pretty great.
By the 9.
Meanwhile, I'm just walking around in very, very shiny plate armor.
He made all this stuff for us,
Were you
probably.
wearing it?
I was buried with it, but if it starts to be a problem, I haven't cast my instant armor on it yet.
Okay.
I can actually. If we
I'll
want
say, I
to,
thought
you know what?
You put it
I'm
away.
gonna go ahead and
He's
basically while
doffing.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast instant armor on that to basically banish my armor for 24 hours.
Or until he needs it. You can
Yeah,
summon it back.
in that 24 hours, I can reflexively just
But it's the
dawn
best
it.
way to handle large armor so he doesn't have to walk around with it all the time.
Yeah,
Now his skill checks don't have the penalties and such.
yeah. But yes, I'm gonna go ahead and mark that I've spent that.
I'm just thinking of a spellcaster who's not that great, who thinks they learned that spell properly and they use it, and then turns out when they go,
Where's my armor?
and then it just keeps resummoning back where they originally cast it, and just keeps falling to the ground.
Where is it?
It's in that same level?
I could have swore. Did you remember the semantic component? Semantic component. Yeah, the part that binds it to your chest. What?
It's so great. With these skew materials, I can like bypass the material by doing an extra semantic. And then with my quiet casting, I can skip the verbal altogether.
So he's literally just going.
All my spells are just 2 hints.
Better hope you don't lose a hand.
Right. Right. If I lose a hand, I'm
To attach a tree branch to it.
Just gonna wave around this fruit. Same thing, right?
Have your mage hand substitute for it.
And of course, what I've read about semantic components is that technically, like if you want it to be like a dance or something, it could be that. Like,
Yeah, it could be any kind of motion that you really kind of want it to be.
Absolutely.
So yeah, now Avitus is just walking around in casual clothing.
Okay.
No armor. No, he doesn't carry. He never was carrying a weapon. But
So yeah, you pull up on this dock, which opens up to this giant manor. Which is you assume the House of Hades, where most souls meet to be sorted out into whatever zones it is that they're supposed to go to.
I hope we
Okay.
stay together.
I hope we all get picked for the same house, guys.
I always get picked
I don't
last
want to
in
meet new
dodgeball.
people in the afterlife.
We're gonna stay together, and it's gonna be an Elysium.
Yes, it is. We've
At
done
my
enough.
bar.
We've done enough.
I got a
fantastic
Tahiti, guys. I got a play.
So yeah, do you guys make your way through the doors to enter it?
Do we see anything else besides the manor? Is there anything off, like, to the sides from this dock, or is it just more of the obscure fog that we've been that's been
So you see the fog is very heavy over top of the river. From this side of things, you see the opening of the manor, and then it looks like the river more like wraps around it. So you've come around the end of the manor.
Okay.
There is some stone and things off to the sides that sort of are more of a bank to the river.
Mm-hmm.
So you could kind of go around the river, but as far as you're kind of seeing from here, there's just a pool sort of at the end of the river, and then the house, and then you could go around the house, I suppose, using some of those rocks if you wanted to try to like edge your way around.
Okay.
The only real indication of anything past the house is from the other side of it. There seems to be some sort of like a green light coming from the other side of it, but
From the other side of the manor?
yeah, which
Like it's coming from behind the manor?
yeah. So like, but
Like it's backlit or just something in a weird way?
it just seems like whatever light source is in this area seems to be green from that direction. You passed through that area though.
Oh, okay.
Because that's why I was saying by like the river seems to have like wrapped around into a pool, and you're now at the end.
Okay, I see.
And
That's
like going towards the manor is going more towards the way that you just sort of came on the river.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I guess in that case, yeah, I'll just Aphrodis will head to the manor.
Sure.
May as well get this over with.
Yeah. Karen seems to just be sitting at the dock, just waiting for something. You're not sure, but as you walk back up the docks towards the house, he just seems to be just sitting there on the boat.
Okay. Interesting.
As you make your way inside the House of Hades, Fen, stop.
It's okay, buddy.
As you make your way into the House of Hades, you open up into the halls where there's quite a lot of shades ahead of you, and they all seem to be lined up waiting for something, like waiting in a line.
Okay.
The halls are very decadent. There's some mini fireplaces. There's some tables. There's various creatures of a few different types that seem to be going about certain tasks of either cleaning or grabbing this or that. Shades are going to and fro from tables, and like there seems to be some eatery and stuff happening off to the sides. And what I mean by shades are they don't resemble fully realized people. And you notice that most of the beings here that aren't some sort of like servant of Hades that you kind of recognize like what type of creature they are, seem to be shades of like human souls. So they don't look like fully formed people anymore. Like you guys seem to have retained your shape, but you do recognize that they're humanoid.
Translucent silhouettes in a way?
In a way.
Okay. I think I can visualize that, yeah.
Like you can interact with them. You hear them sort of talking and chittering amongst themselves and going about various tasks, but they just don't seem to have kept their form the same way you guys have. And
are there any things that do seem like they've kept like a full form like we have? You said most of like the creatures of the underworld seem.
yeah, so you notice various creatures of the underworld that do have a form.
Okay.
They are just what they are.
But like the human souls are just like shades, except for
Most of them are.
Most of them.
You
are.
see a couple of people here and there that are fully formed, also in queue with you.
Mm-hmm.
But most of them are just these sort of shades that if you really focus on them, you can make out what they were.
Mm-hmm.
But as you just sort of look upon them, they're more these like greenish, sort of almost like somewhat translucent beings.
Gotcha. Okay. Faceless shades of the crowd, basically.
Well, let's figure out what line we have to be in, or maybe somebody will tell us something somewhere.
Yeah. Can I make a perception check to see if there's like somebody who's
We don't have
like
perception.
if there's any of the
Yeah, you do.
yeah.
Do we? Where is it? Yeah.
They've just separated it out to its own thing that you can't put like skill points into, because they know everybody just puts points into it.
Absolutely. I jump.
You're making the jump action?
I don't know. I jump.
29.
So you notice that the shades that are right in front of you as you get in are somewhat formed up into a line. And like I said, you do see a couple of people in this line that also have their form about them. And this appears to be people working their way through some sort of a list.
Okay.
Is
Is he a jolly bearded fat guy seen here? Naughty, nice, naughty, nice.
It's a big red guy, Fez mahogany desk.
No, everybody seems to be lined up at a very, very large desk.
Okay.
And it is getting worked through.
It's mahogany.
I was trying not to.
The person is working through them somewhat diligently. You see people just like basically walk up to the desk and usually wander off to the right as they hear some sort of thing, and you see there's giant stacks and stacks of paperwork on this desk, to the point that from your current angle you can't even really make out what's up there doing whatever paperwork there is to do to seemingly sort these things.
I just see big desk and ethereal paperwork, and there's something back behind all of that that's just...
Yeah, and it's just the fact that the line's long.
Right.
So from where you're currently, like where you guys start at the back...
I suppose it would make sense the line was long. There was a big battlefield that we just... Do I see anybody that I might recognize that's like solid?
One of the solid guys a little ways ahead of you does see you, and it's like, oh, guys, I was there, and he seems to be some sort of he was some sort of an officer in the combat that you were taking place in. Maybe you recall his name if you guys ever pay attention to that sort of thing.
I don't want to talk to him. I raised a skeleton, and this is gonna be awkward.
Barry.
No, it's
Bartram.
No, it's. I don't have a
Balfius.
name.
Pollux?
I don't have a name for this man.
Bollocks.
Of course.
So if you guys want to make some sort of an intelligence check to see if you actually knew his name.
Sure.
I'm just gonna tell you I failed that right now. So.
Okay, you don't. I'm just saying if it's something that you would have taken note of at all. But he was just a human in the army that you guys were fighting along.
Barnacus.
15?
You got nothing.
Nope.
Did you not get the untrained thing?
Oh wait, no, I did get the untrained thing. So it's half my level with
That's
that.
why I'm using that. 'Cause
Bingo.
it counted that in for me.
Yeah, it should have counted that. Hang on.
Yeah, like even the skills I'm not trained in get my
Hang on.
proficiency bonus. So like, yeah, I have my level in everything at least.
Well, he was just
So
saying.
nothing's
But he was
a
just
zero.
saying just a straight intelligence.
Oh, just a straight intelligence.
Yeah,
No,
like-
I'm saying like you
You
could
can
use
like a recall knowledge check.
If you were like,
Oh,
or if
yeah.
it was like a society one, then
well, it would have been an intelligence based check is more of what I was saying. So like there's various skills that you could say like oh like if you could make an argument for this skill would apply because I would have remembered it from this.
But lore.
Oh,
I could have gone with.
Either alcohol or bardic.
Because I mean, if it's me working in part of a military organization, I've got the society is an intelligence skill that I've trained in.
I also got a lot of society.
Getting along with the society of
I
the
still
actual
wouldn't
military
remember
unit
his
that I'm with.
name. Bartholomew.
to put it into perspective, like out of character, he was a good soldier who was doing his best, but he wasn't somebody that was like a friend of yours.
Right.
Like you've seen him around.
Known acquaintance.
Yeah,
maybe.
a known acquaintance. You've seen him around. He's tried to interact with you guys before
Right.
because, of course, he wants to be with like the heroes.
Of course.
But then
It's like,
that,
oh,
that
I
was
wanna-
everyone in that army.
Well, I'm just gonna call him Barnacus.
Barnacus.
Yeah, I can't get a name. That's it.
That's your name, right? Like
His name was my name too.
Barnacus. Sounds like a
His
Yeah.
name was Robert Paulson.
what is going on?
And he's a little disheartened at
How far ahead is he in line?
about like 90 people.
Does he come back? to us?
No, he's just yelling
Or
over
just-
top of
He's
all
just
these
yelling
poor
over all those
shades.
people.
Let me just.
Hey, I remember you guys. Like,
You guys, it's me, blah, and then like you guys are like, yeah,
Ask him-
Hey, we'll
Yeah,
see you on the other side.
such a he's a little
ask him
disheartened that you
how
don't.
long it's
Ah.
been since the lines moved.
Pull out the megaphone. How long have you been standing in that one spot?
Not long.
Okay, good.
I think they probably can't because the line does.
Give him a
The
megaphone?
line is
I have a
steadily
clockwork
moving. I'm
megaphone.
assuming, right?
I didn't
Yeah.
buy any of the clockwork stuff because I was like, again, I'm like, that stuff's ridiculous. Why would that be?
There was
I don't-
clockwork
it's
stuff
just
in Greek
years.
mythology all the time.
I was like,
Okay.
it's just gears.
I don't
You
know. Like,
wanna-
I just didn't want. Like, I
It
was
didn't
trying
look
to stick
super
to the-
technological. They just seemed kind of gearsy as all.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of tinkering or something.
It was the very beginning, basic stuff of it.
Yeah.
Counterbalancing and pulleys and shit.
You'd
mostly,
make
but-
that for us, yeah, absolutely. We got all that. I got the Hephaestus maybe this. You see that H in there? That's for.
I mean, heck, now that he
Sorry,
can,
wait,
because now
that's-
that his armor is off, you can actually see like all across his forearms and backs of his hands and along his fingers are all different forms of tattoos, and some of them actually are basically like craftsman tools that are tattooed along his fingers.
that H wasn't for Hephaestus, but my character thought it was for a second.
Turns out it was herpes. They were calling me out.
I think Avidus made it. Avidus made it for me. I thought the H was for his dad. It was for whore.
We don't play.